Kia ora and welcome to Love Literacy Inspired, a podcast where we explore the real stories behind Aotearoa's literacy journeys. I'm Heather Down, founder of Love Literacy and passionate advocate for structured evidence-based teaching. In each episode, I sit down with inspiring New Zealanders, teachers, parents, advocates, and learners to hear how literacy has shaped their lives, their work, and their hearts. Whether you're in the classroom or at the kitchen table or just keen to learn, I'm so glad you're here. So let's dive in. And today I am super excited to have the amazing Polly Newton with us today. So Polly is a speech language therapist and founder of Speech Teacher, with a focus on speech sound expertise and supporting tamariki with clarity and confidence. So welcome along, Polly, and thank you very much for joining me today.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited with what we're going to get to cover today and share with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I was inspired before I ask you to do a little bit of an introduction about yourself. I forgot to mention that I was actually inspired to chat with you, not only because we've known each other for a little while, but also because in one of a previous conversation which I've had. My guest actually said that if she could redo her literacy journey, she would actually like to be a speech language therapist. And it made me think, oh, wow. Okay, that's really, I need to find out a little bit more about speech language therapy and where and what that entails. But yeah, before we get into our main conversation, would you like just to tell everybody a little bit about you?
Yeah, great. And I think it'd be really interesting to dive into that question as well of what is a speech therapist, because I think it's getting better understood now. People understand a little more of what we do, but it has been quite misunderstood for a long time, and we do a lot more than many people realise. So I've been a speech language therapist for 18 years. I trained at Massey University. I was in the first cohort that went through. So it was a brand new program in Auckland. Previous to that, there'd only been one training program in the country, and there'd been a shortage of speech language therapists as a result, because there were 25 or less speech therapists graduating each year in the country. And with it being a predominantly female profession, people would leave to have families, etc. So we were all learning as we were going. It was a brilliant degree. It was extremely challenging because we didn't have a head of department for the first 2 years. All the lecturers were new at what they were doing. There was no clinic, because we have to do clinical placements, face-to-face work. So we were all of our placements needed to be out in the community, so they had to find people, etc. So that was full on. I then went and worked at the Ministry of Education in what is now called Learning Support. At the time, it was Special Education. And once I had my first child, I quickly realised that I wasn't going to be able to go back into the office. She was a very unsettled baby, and I'd always dreamed of owning my own practice. So I started up Speech Teacher when she was around 8 months old, and just slowly started seeing people. And it's now evolved into still seeing a handful of people face to face, but I have a lot of online digital resources to help parents and teachers improve children's speech. I have a membership where I do fortnightly trainings on different areas to do with communication. I host guest experts, and there's a whole bunch of other things that are in the pipeline as well. And I'm also just newly the expert advisor for the New Zealand Speech Language Therapy Association. So there's a lot of things planned there as well, because there hasn't been anyone in that role since I can remember, maybe ever.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize that New Zealand, this is relatively new in New Zealand. For some reason, I just always assumed that speech language therapy had just been a thing, just like teaching had. So, yeah, so only 18 years that New
Oh,
Zealand's actually been running a speech language therapy program.
no, so 18 years that the Massey University program has been.
Oh,
Oh,
that
actually,
right.
more than that because it's a 4-year degree.
Oh,
So
it's a really degree. Good.
22, 23 years that that program has been up and running. But prior to that, there was one in Christchurch. Yeah.
Wow, just the one.
Um, Yeah, but speech language therapy, relative to other professions like psychology, for example, it is still a relatively new profession. And so we are still like, we have a lot of really great evidence-based programs, and there's more coming out all the time. But it's one of those professions where we're still, like any profession, I guess, learning as we're going, constantly improving, having to add to the research base.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how did you discover your passion for speech language therapy? What drew you into that profession?
Yeah, well, at the time when I studied it, I would have told you that it was purely selfish because it is a really interesting degree. There, there's just lots of bits of different professions in there. So there's psychology papers like memory, learning, human development, linguistics, phonetics. We did stats papers. That wasn't my favourite, I have to say. There was counselling papers, lots of cultural papers, and so I was just really interested to do them all and learn it all. Uh, and then in hindsight, I've recognised that I'm someone who's felt a little bit different all my life, and I am actually a little bit different. I am diagnosed ADHD and also suspect that I'm autistic and gifted. So I'm out there on the neurodiversity spectrum scale.
Yep.
um, and so I just really identify with anyone else who is a little bit or a lot different, and just really well, I just selfishly love hanging out with anybody with a neurodiversity or a disability. They're my tribe, and so I get to hang out with them every day and work with them and find ways to make their lives a little bit better.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love it. Yeah, and just because we've just sort of briefly touched on that just now, how have you found that your diagnosis has changed the way you teach?
Mm. It's been really interesting. So I've only been diagnosed for around a year
Right.
now.
Yeah.
So I was diagnosed in my mid 40s when perimenopause started
Yeah. Yeah.
making all the things that I did to get by just no longer work.
Yeah.
So I think it's made me more accepting.
Mm.
Um, and stronger in advocating for children and what they need.
Yeah.
Not just this is what you should do. It's like, well, actually, let's find the way that we can learn that fits your needs, that is going to work best for you. And it's been really interesting having children. I seem to have more and more and more children with neurodiversities, either diagnosed or suspected, coming to my clinic now. And I don't know if that's just because I'm starting to notice them more, or if they're coming to me more now because they know that I will be the right person for them. Um, but yeah, I think I'm figuring out what works for me in my life and my learning and my work,
Yeah.
and applying some of that to the individual work that I do with
Yeah.
children.
And I can totally relate with you with I'm I'm sort of being in this area now for coming up 6 years. But then also having parented and parenting an ND children. I feel the same. Like I feel like once these children are sitting down in front of me, and I'm not qualified to diagnose, but I can pretty much pick where we are on the ND spectrum. And I'm really careful about how I approach parents and speak to them about this kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like I am also seeing more uh, more ND attributes within the children that I'm teaching. And I wondered whether it was to do a little bit to do with the fact that we're seeing more evidence-based literacy coming through schools. And so some of the students that we might have seen, we're not seeing them as much. They just need the little boost, but we're seeing the students that really, really need the support of teachers like yourself. So yeah, that was sort of my thought
Yeah,
around that little bit.
yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about your training at Massey. Were there any pivotal moments, or did you have like a special, yeah, a special aha moment or a special aha person that you worked with?
Um, I think I had some really awesome lecturers, some of who I am still in touch with today, who are still helping me out today. And the things that I learned from them, I'm still really grateful for and applying in my practice. Uh, I think the interesting thing, the thing that has carried me through the years during and since has probably been the people that I met while I was training. So the ones who went through the training with me. And then the people that I worked with when I first started. So I was extremely lucky when I started that I was in a huge office with lots and lots of people, all of a similar age, all of a similar way of thinking. So it was incredibly wonderful social time. But yes, I'm still super, super close friends with a number of the people that I trained with and also worked with at the beginning. And it's been quite neat to see where they've ended up and what they're doing, and continuing to learn from them as well. So I think that's been a really special part. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And can you tell me a little bit about, so I've got here that you specialized in speech sound disorders. Now, I personally don't know very much about speech language therapy, and I just can you tell me, and you can tell everybody who's listening a little bit about how it all works and how it comes together?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still at that point, even after practicing for 18 years and doing so much learning and having this official title of expert advisor and specialist, etc., etc. I
Yeah,
still
which we're
feel,
also going to get to because I'm interested
yeah,
about that too. Yep.
it still feels very uncomfortable to say that I specialize in something or that I am an expert in something. Um, just because there's just so much to learn, and so much to know, and we really do have some absolute experts in particular fields in the field of speech language therapy. So I guess I'm a little bit of like a generalist specialist. Um, when we're looking at speech sound disorders, we have to figure out what the cause is. We can't always know that for sure, but we have to know what type of speech sound disorder there it is. There's a lot of different types, and often they're mixed. And it's really, really important to differentially diagnose, because that affects the treatment that you put in place. And if you get the wrong treatment, you're unlikely to make much difference. So speech, while everyone thinks it's all about lisps or the tongue or all of that, actually it tends to come from the brain. It can be the way that the speech sound has been learned and stored in your brain. It can be the way that the message is going from your brain to your articulators, your lips, tongue, teeth, voice box. It can be that you've learnt where everything goes incorrectly and have to relearn it. So it's a really an in-depth, very scientific profession. And you have to be very knowledgeable in figuring out what's happening and then deciding on the correct course of action.
Yeah, I understand. Like I understand it's the three-part connector, and then well, the for me it's a little bit more because we're attaching the sound and the symbol, but it's the sound and the jaw and the placement. And one of the things that I do know is that our brain likes to take shortcuts too. It doesn't like to do the heavy lifting. So if it's already learnt something or it thinks it's learnt something, it's always going to take the easy pathway.
Mhm.
It's one of those the neuroplasticity rules where
Yeah.
it will take the easy pathway as opposed to the hard pathway.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's very much what happens in speech as well. And so, a good part of speech therapy is making the new pathways and then strengthening them, so that the old incorrect pathways wither away and die and no longer become the preferred pathway. So, in respects to that, we're using exactly the same knowledge, and you need the high repetitions in there as well to get there. So very much like what you do, and so we are all about finding fun ways to get the high repetitions.
Yeah, absolutely. Because one of the things that we know about learning as well is that if we feel good and we're receptive to feeling good while we're learning, we're actually going to be learning a lot faster and it's going to be easier to learn as well.
And you're not having to get over the hurdle of resistance or resentment or yeah. And
Yes.
and also within speech therapy, we use the principles of motor learning as well. So not only the high repetitions, but the little and often, the blocked practice, and then the distributed practice. All of that we are using on a every single lesson, and then across the weeks or across the days when the child isn't directly with us, we have coach the parents, support the parents to continue on and solidify, cement the work that we've get them to a particular point and then
Yeah.
go away and practice. And yeah.
Yes, yeah. So the whole retrieval, the spaced practice, there's a whole lot of that. The cognitive science of learning popped in there as well. And it's obviously quite a holistic approach. It's not just that the student comes to see you. It's quite holistic, it's whānau based, it's yeah.
Yeah, yeah, from almost all of the interventions that we use. Yeah. And we do a lot of routines based intervention as well. So we're looking at where can we get the practice in, like where is it going to be, feel the most natural and fit into your daily life so that it actually happens.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah. And so when do you this is just I'm just sort of thinking as we're talking, like when do you recommend like for parents out there who are a little bit unsure about, oh, maybe my child does have some speech, I don't want to use the wrong term, but a speech delay or a speech impediment or like there are obviously some sounds that take a wee while to for it to be fully developed. Like we know that the TH is quite late.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, what advice would you be able to give to parents to say, okay, well, if I think that there's something that might be wrong, what would be my best course of action?
That's a really, really great question. On my website, I have some free resources that can help people with answering that question. So,
Okay.
my website is speechteacher.co.nz, and you can find on there, there is a communication milestones sheet. So, it's two-pager that you can download for free, print out, and that has common milestones for communication, including speech sounds. And I also have a free speech sound screener that you can use with little ones. There's three different versions. So there's a quick screener, there's one for younger children, and one for older children. Um, so you can have a look and see what sounds your child is having difficulty with. And I've got information in there about when those sounds are expected, so you can match them up. Um, and I've also got an article about when you should approach
Mm,
a speech therapist, or the things that you should be looking out for at each age as well. So you can always have a look there. Um, the Ministry of Education Learning Support in New Zealand is the place to go for free intervention.
mm,
So you can call your local service manager. They may give you information. They may have a speech language therapist come and have a look. But my main advice would be, if you are worried, if you feel like there's something there, chances are there probably is. Parents know, even if you're a first time parent, if you are feeling like something's happening, or noticing that your child is doing different things to other children of a similar age, please get
mm.
it looked at. It's much, much better to be told that, hey, your child's doing absolutely fine, and hey, you can do this and that to keep them going along the track, than for them to reach almost school age and for you to go, oh crap. Because we pick a lot of children up just a few months before they go to school, when their parents have realized it's not going to resolve by itself, and they realize that that deadline is of school is coming up. And in all honesty, you can't fix what's been going on for their child's whole life in a couple of months just before they go to school. And then once they've started school, they'll be too tired for a good few terms. So you can't do any speech therapy then, really. So I would say just do it. Just reach out. You can ask your friends who if anyone's used a speech therapist. You are always welcome to reach out to me. I've got lots of video courses as well that can help you. I have memberships where you get regular contact with me, so I'm there to support you if you need it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually incredible. Yeah, such a lot of resources out there, and I think we're definitely going to. I've just written the communication milestones down, but we'll definitely share all of your information because I know I've been onto your website and there is such a lot there for parents to delve into. And I mean, and the other thing to think about too with speech language is because, and if I look at this through the literacy lens, we do such a lot with matching sound and symbol.
Mm,
So if we haven't got the articulation of the sound correct, it's actually going to be quite difficult then to match up the symbol. And so therefore that's when we start, or the impact goes a little bit further and a little bit further, because then we've got reading and writing that will be impacted by speech. So yeah, again, absolutely vital to step in there when we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they're so intertwined. And the other thing that we know is that children who have speech sound difficulties or disorders, they are at high risk for literacy
Mm.
difficulties. So you really want to be on the speech as
Yeah.
early as you can. And also speech therapists, we do a lot of pre-literacy work. So we do a lot of phonological awareness work, like the person who put created Better Start Literacy. She's a speech therapist. She's been working on phonological awareness and researching its positive effects for longer than I've been a speech language therapist. So we've been banging on about phonological awareness forever,
Mm.
and
Mm.
it's starting to be heard and be implemented now. So speech therapists can show you how to integrate that into reading books with your little ones. Just because they're little and not reading themselves yet doesn't mean that you can't put a whole bunch of literacy supports in place that are going to help them once they start school.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just starts with that foundational knowledge. But yeah, and also it just makes me think about early childhood. I was early childhood trained. I've got a postgraduate diploma, and I taught in ECE for 5 years. And yeah, we did not get taught, or we weren't shown.
Mm,
Um, like we were all talking in fragments. I always do this when I feel a bit excited. But we know that reading to children is very important.
mm,
But we don't know the why. We haven't been
yeah,
told the why and how to take advantage of
mm,
understanding about sounds, articulation, oral language. I just sort of feel like there's more support needed in that field.
mm.
Um,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think not even the why, but also the how, like
yes, the how.
how to read for to boost language, how
Mm,
to read to boost or support speech development, how to read to encourage literacy learning. Those are all big things. It's just reading to a child, that's great, and
mm,
that's if that's all you're doing is sitting down and reading with your child and making that a special time, that in itself is absolutely invaluable. Making books, that print motivation, that making books a a happy, comfortable, warm feeling place. That uh, without that, we really don't, we can't go much further, can we?
mm,
If we don't
mm.
have that, we have to go back to it. But having those extra skills and knowledge to put on top of that can make an enormous difference to
Yeah.
your child. And actually, shameless plug here, I have a number of courses for parents and for early childhood teachers and school teachers
Awesome.
on how to do just that. So, how to read with your child to support their speech sounds, how you can uh, hook speech learning activities onto what you're already doing in the early childhood or the junior school curriculum classroom activities. So have a click around on my website.
Yes.
There's plenty there, and I've got some specials for your people as well that we can talk about at the end too.
Awesome. Ah, so good. Now, I don't want to forget that you mentioned that you are the Expert advisor. And I was thinking about this too because there is, now I don't know where I heard this, but there is a statistic out there that says that if you've been in your field for 10 years, then you are classed as an expert. So you've been 18.
Uh,
So
yeah.
anyway, so you can hold this title, expert advisor for speech sound disorders at NZSTA. Can you tell us a little bit about this role and what it means?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, I put my hand up for it for the glory, and
Oh. At least we're being honest.
and then I realised, oh golly, there's a lot that needs doing here, because there hasn't been anyone in the role as long as I can remember. So it is the role of expert advisors within the New Zealand Speech Language Therapists Association is not new,
Mhm.
but me being in this role is new, and anyone being in this role is new. So there's a lot to do. It really is just meant to be someone who is a touch point for that topic. If there are media questions or statements that need to be made, then that would be the person to go to or to make them. Someone who knows a lot about the area, who can answer questions to do with what's happening in the field, what the evidence base is, all of that. But I've come to realise that there's a lot more that needs to be done, and especially within the New Zealand context, that we, like any country, we have our own context, our own needs, our own cultural needs and requirements. So there's a lot of work that is going to be done there. I'm still very, very new in the role, so that's just starting.
Oh, that's really exciting. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so my next question is, what motivates you to keep creating resources for families and educators?
Yeah. Uh, when you have been working in a field for a long time and whoops, my phone, am I still here? Yes, I'm going to have to move and plug my phone in. Apologies, just because I was supposed to be on my computer and it didn't want to play ball.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
okay.
when you've been in a profession for a long time and you've accumulated knowledge
Mm.
and ways of doing things, and I think that you have almost an obligation. I'm just moving to the PowerPoint to support people in as many ways as you can. Just sitting down on my little kid's chair now.
Oh, we get a
Um,
beautiful view of your office actually while we're talking about motivation and creating resources.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You can see that my desk tidy.
yeah. That's wonderful.
Um, So I feel like we have this obligation to support people and to share our knowledge. And while the one-to-one work is so valuable to that person and that family, and I'm still doing that currently, there comes a point when you realize that you need to start sharing that more widely and helping people more, because that, like, I believe that knowledge should be shared, so uh, and not hoarded. So
You're speaking my language.
yeah. So that's a big driver is how can I help as many people as I can, um, because I'm a finite resource, right? Like I only have so much time, so much energy, and so working one to one has become um, uh, I need to be able to help more than just one person at a time. I think that's the big.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, I feel similar. I run my practice. I see 30 students a week, but I wish I could see more.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's always that's it. There's a glass. There's not a. It's not. It's no. There's not a glass ceiling. There's a ceiling. There is
Yeah.
a very very opaque ceiling when
Mm.
it's just you.
Yeah.
And there are only so many hours in the day, and especially when we're working within the school day as well, um, that make it difficult to get the reach that you feel is needed, and that
Mm.
and that obviously you're passionate about because yeah, and I agree. Like there's the motivation from having the knowledge to be able to support all of those people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, how do you do that? So I'm constantly playing with that. And I'm a neurodivergent,
mm,
middle-aged woman, so my energy is limited
mm,
currently. And so, um, what can I do to get the support out there?
mm. So, talking a little bit about success stories, do you have like a memorable moment, or if you've got a couple of memorable moments, where improved speech has had a big impact?
Hmm. I think for every child I work with, it's huge. Communication is a fundamental human right. It's a basic
Yeah.
human right,
Mm,
and it's part of what makes us human. And so to have communication be restricted for any reason is a huge challenge for anybody. And so anything I do, even the smallest thing, I think can have a huge impact on a child's life, and it can make a difference to their confidence, to their socialization, like their friendships, to their learning. Um, it has uh, an effect on all the areas of their life, really, because when you think about it, so much of our life and day is given to communication, receiving and expressing. And so, yeah, I think every single child, it has made a huge difference. And the neat thing is that it's something that continues with the child. So once you've got them there and it is generalized and maintained, they take that with them for the rest of their lives. So it's a lifelong effect and improvement.
yeah, yeah. I get that as well. Yeah, and I think we forget about communication. Like we forget just it um just how important it is to be able to get some kind of communication across, whether it's like a point of view,
Mm,
um, I feel hungry, I feel sad, I feel overwhelmed.
mm,
Yeah, to be able to communicate that, it really is it is a basic human right, and it's a gift, for some people it's a gift. So yeah, no, I fully understand where you're coming from with that. So, what is next for speech teacher?
yeah.
Um,
Well, there's always something next. It's just making sure that I get to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm always dreaming up new exciting things. The thing that I'm currently most excited about and working on is my speech teacher membership, which is a low yearly fee. Um, and within that, you get to access a whole bunch of trainings, little mini trainings from me, and also a monthly guest expert who comes on and talks about their particular area or their intervention that they've created. And I've got someone very special coming up this week. Uh,
And who might that be?
this person who created this awesome literacy game. Um,
Hmm.
that I've subverted, and I use it for speech. I'm always looking at things and seeing how I can shift what they were actually created and intended for and make them into a speech activity. Um,
But that's great, isn't it? Because we have to utilize the resources around us and yeah, so it's really good to hear that resources that were intended one thing can be actually cross, intersected with other areas of literacy. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, it has the added bonus of supporting the literacy goals or areas that they're currently working on as well. So, we won't completely put the purpose that YEET was created for to the side. So that's something that I'm really enjoying. Like, I kind of see it as a collecting precious interventions. Like I get to share with everyone the things that I actually use, that I really believe in, that are evidence based, that I have seen work with my own eyes. Like not only have I read journal articles about them proving that they work, but then I've used them with children and seen them work, which seeing it work is huge. So there's that which I really really am enjoying, and just I'm learning at the same time. I'm learning from the experts in the area and what they have to say, and so enjoying that. What else is new? There's bound to be something new coming on the horizon. Oh yes, I am about to create a supervision membership. So this is where it's more intended for speech therapists, but it can definitely be for teachers who have a communication focus for the year. And you get to have that ongoing relationship with me. So you sign up for a year, you get X amount of supervision sessions within that year directly with me. And we can focus on whatever it is you need to focus on. And within that, you get access to a whole bunch of my resources as well to the next level of membership. So you get the speech teacher membership with the guest experts, and then you also get access to the speech support membership, which is where I do a training on a communication topic every fortnight. There's a group call once a month. So there's a lot of direct support and access to me, and plus there's 20, 30 trainings already uploaded in there that you can access on demand. So there's that. And here's the thing that I thought of this morning.
Oh, I love this. This is awesome. Yeah, this
This is
is
my
great.
brain. So anyone on YouTube, you can see I've got this top. This top was made for me. So I didn't make it, but it's an op-shopped jumper.
Yeah.
And then this parrot. So I decided, like, after hating all the teasing that I got for my name at school,
Oh, yes.
um, um, I just decided I'm just going to go with it. So I've got a whole bunch of parrot themed things now. I've got parrot earrings and parrot headband and parrot brooches, etc., etc. Anyway, so I've got a parrot on my top, which
Yeah.
was made out of a whole bunch of secondhand bits of clothing that weren't good for anything else. And then on here is a
Speech teacher.
yeah, is a speech bubble, and then you can pull. There's letters on it, and they're
That's so cool.
Velcro letters, so you can change the message. So I change the message depending on what I'm doing for the day, or
Oh,
my
that's awesome.
my daughter loves it. She's always begging to, she comes up with little things, and so she wants to put it on. So it's quite a neat little literacy activity for her. She searches through for the letters. She puts them on. And so that's my today's idea is to make a range of single, like individual tops for people to use as workwear with a speech bubble on them and Velcro letters so that you can change the message on them. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And actually that's you did remind me, but your daughters play quite a role within your within speech teacher as well, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. I've got two very lovely girls. So they're starting to get a little bit older now. My oldest has just turned 13 and my youngest has just turned 9.
Yeah.
And so they're still happy to help me out. My oldest is starting to get a little bit like, no, mum, you're not putting that one on the internet. Um,
Oh,
but I
wonderful.
see it as a little bit of a family business. So you know, when you think about the corner dairy
Yep.
and how they might have their children in there working after school or filling up the lolly bags, or so I kind of see it as they're helping me out in my business. And I'm actually thinking I might get my 13-year-old. She's quite keen on creating and sewing. She's got her own little sewing machine and a desk, so she might be helping me with my t-shirts and earning a bit of pocket money at the same time.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh, I absolutely
She
love it.
doesn't know it
And
yet.
oh, she doesn't know it yet. Yep. She'll get to listen to this and be like, what? What did my
I
mother
came
do?
up with the idea as I was getting dressed after they'd headed off. So yeah, but she's always keen to earn pocket money. So
Yeah. Oh, that is awesome. Okay. So just before we wrap up, in terms of connecting, you have a website which will pop into the show notes. You are on Instagram.
yes,
Um,
so I'm speech.teacher on Instagram. Yep.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
Which
so
will
follow,
link.
follow me because I am a silly goose and there's always something funny or silly going on there. Plus, you know, little bits of information. Sometimes,
Yep.
sometimes I'm helpful. And I'm also starting well, I've just started a Let's Help Each Other Out weekly post as well. So if you have questions that you would like answered, you can send them to me in a message. I will unidentify them and pop them up, and looking for other experts and people with lived experience to support you with some ideas.
Oh, that is awesome. And then also you've got Facebook and LinkedIn as well. Did I miss anything?
Yeah.
For...
Yeah, so Facebook, I'm speech teacher as well, but
Yep.
to find me, the unique code is speechteacher.co.nz.
Yep.
Uh, speech teacher must have already been gone, I don't know. And LinkedIn, I'm my name, Polly Newton.
Right.
Yeah, so connect up with me. I'm always interested to see what everybody's doing. I'm not that active on LinkedIn, but I am there.
Hmm.
Um, and what else? I think that's most of what I can cope with. I think my website is always uh, going through little changes, and so you can sign up for my email list on my website. Oh, at the bottom of every single page is a place for you to enter your email address and sign up, and I keep you updated with what's happening, who my latest guest speakers are, what topics I'm covering, little bits of things that I've come across. I send if you sign up for a particular workshop, then I send you out course materials, all that sort of stuff. So that's a really great thing to sign up for. Um, and we also have some specials for your listeners.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do. Yes. Awesome. Can you talk us through what we've got for the listeners?
yeah. So if you use the coupon code LOVELITERACY, so just all one word in capital letters, you can get 10% off two of my courses. So I've got a little mini course, which is very low cost. It's called Read It, Say It, and that shows you how to read a book with little ones
Perfect.
to help their speech sound development. So that's a lovely one. It's got information in there. There is a demonstration of a parent doing this with their child so that you can see it in real life. I've taught the parent what to do. And the handouts, you can print it out, have it all there for you. So that's a really useful one that you can watch quickly and get the information and really change the trajectory of your child's speech and also early literacy development within there. And then with the same coupon code, Love Literacy, you can also get 10% off my Speech Sound Essentials course. And so that's a more comprehensive course. It has every single thing that I teach when I first pick up a child who has speech sound difficulties over weeks while I'm working directly with them. So all the strategies that I use and give the parents to use in the background to keep improving their child's speech. And it also comes with a 1 hour video call with me. So we can use
Wow.
that for me to assess your child, for example, or if there's a particular burning question that you want to cover, you actually get that face to face with me. Plus, you get included within the membership the speech teacher membership that we were talking about. So you're getting monthly guest experts as well for a year. And you can jump into the membership site and ask me questions as well, which I respond directly to. So it's me there answering the questions. So it's a really great way to get support from me, especially if you're in an area where it's difficult to get access to a speech language therapist.
Yeah, in which we have many of those throughout New Zealand.
Mm.
So yeah, so oh, that's awesome. So that was Love Literacy, all in caps for 10% off. And so we'll definitely pop some little links in there. And was there anything else that you think is that you'd like to get out there that you don't think they've asked the question about?
Hmm. Um, I think just I know I'm making this up on the spot. Uh, I think speech therapists, we have got so much knowledge and so many skills in so many areas. I think you'd be surprised. And we work and align very well with education professionals and health professionals. We've always got something that we can add and support with.
Mm.
So if you have a speech therapist in your area that you have access to or that you're working with, um, treat them like a taonga.
Mm.
Support them, um, ask their opinion or for their knowledge on different areas, and be kind and supportive of us because we're stretched really thin at the moment. And the way that the government is asking us to work currently is a real challenge to many of us. Professionally, personally, ethically. Um, and if you can support us in trying to make a shift with getting more of us so that we can help you more and help more people, that's always going to be appreciated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I fully understand. Yeah, we definitely need to there are just so many people out there that are doing these amazing jobs um with families um and getting in there at that foundation level, that oral language level. Yeah, so important. So
Yeah, and communication underpins learning, right? Language underpins learning.
yeah.
Like, how much learning can you do if
Mm,
you can't understand what's being said and what's been asked of you, and if you can't express yourself? So it really is absolutely essential.
mm. Well, a huge thank you today, Polly from Speech Teacher, for joining me and sharing your journey. And wow, we covered so many things. And I've got such I've really broadened my understanding of speech language therapy and what your role is and how you can support whānau, and yeah, and just the amazing number of resources that you've got already curated and ready to go. There'll be something there for first-time parents, teachers wanting to delve more into how they can support oral language, and yeah, and parents wanting to upskill, teachers wanting to upskill. You've just got loads to offer. So yeah, thank you very much for all of the amazing work that you've done and curated for everybody.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks everyone who accesses it. It means the world to me. Every single person who uh, joins up on Instagram or Facebook, who likes a post, who shares a post, who comments, who purchases one of my courses or memberships to support me financially to keep going, creating as much as I can for free, for low cost,
Hmm.
um, to support all those people out there who need it. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so ngā mihi for joining us on Love Literacy Inspired. If this conversation lit a spark, please share it with someone who'd love it too. And you can follow us on your favourite podcast app or find out more at loveliteracy.com. And until next time, keep sharing stories, asking questions, and loving literacy. Thank you.